So that's it, done. 40 minutes. You don't need much. You're better off doing more strength work regularly than a huge session with a huge gap between sessions. And why do I do it? Why do I do strength and conditioning? Never used to. Well, I'm getting older. As you get older, your muscles wither and you do become a jellyfish. So that's the prime reason, but it prevents injuries, keeps you running core, safe. I don't know, it's just an overall benefit. And I think over the last kind of 5 to 10 years, everybody's switched onto it, and rightly so. Back in the day when I was a pure runner in the 80s, we didn't do any of that. So when I was younger, and you could get away with it, I wish I'd started a bit younger as well with the strength training. But anyway, you get the message.
How do you do?
Good morning, team. It is Sunday, so the last day of what I described in my last video as the big weekend of key sessions. And it is a key session, and it's a very important one because it's strength and conditioning. And as I said in that last video, it's so easy to let the strength and conditioning fall by the wayside because you think, oh, I'm going to miss out on a training session, I'm going to miss out on a run or a bike if I strength train. And it's always a juggle, isn't it? Making sure the strength training doesn't impact your other training. But the truth is, it just does. No matter how easy I do the strength and conditioning, I do feel it the next day. And of course the key is do your strength and conditioning mixed in with a bike or a run, so you can maximise your recovery and maximise your key sessions. So today I'm warming up on the bike and I'm running to the gym, doing my conditioning, running back from the gym, and I may just squeeze in another cool down on the bike. But I am a bit mindful that I'm focusing on the running and my top end bike isn't where it needs to be, because there is a main goal coming up at the end of March. That first goal, probably the season goal actually, 29th of March, British Duathlon Champs, Sprint Duathlon Eagle. So this is the same race that I did in Scotland last year at East Fortune, where I finished third on the podium. So the aim this year, get on the podium again. This year it's at Alton Park, so a lot closer and a very different race. So the second run is slightly longer, and the race circuit on the bike is certainly a lot lumpier. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it pans out. Yes, that bike format and the way the race is run, likelihood you start in a wave with age 50 and above. So if you get a good run in and then get in a bike group with the youngsters, the young 50-year-olds, you stand a chance of doing really well. But half the time you don't know who you're racing against. So it's good fun, but that's the goal, end of March. And in between that, I've got a sprint duathlon, super sprint. I've done a mass in a couple of weeks as a tester, and then a 10k race at Nantwich, 1st of March. Happy days. So this run, about 4k, it will be nice and easy, about 5:30 per k pace to the gym, get this workout done, run back, and then I'm away with work on Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm hoping to get a 200 metre car park run interval session done, see how that works. And I would like to squeeze in between now and Wednesday some kind of slightly upper effort bike session, maybe sweet spot, depending how the legs are after today. Actually trying to squeeze it all in. What a juggling act. Car park looks busy. Right, at the moment, because we're coming up to a peaking phase, if you like, goals coming up, I need to keep the strength work going, but I just don't want to go heavy. So my goal for these compound lifts is always to just go no more than body weight. So we'll do 3 sets of 10 deadlifts at body weight. So 3 sets of those, and on the second and third set I'll bring in a bit more drive through the calves and toe off a bit. I do have to be careful with that with the Achilles. I think it's well worth doing that. Extended the drive just a little bit more. Staying with compound exercises, no lumbar dips for upper body and core. I think it's good to have a whole balance, isn't it? Not just focus on the legs just because we use the legs. Where's the lightest wall ball I can find? I'm sure there's a 5 in there somewhere. Oh, far too heavy. Right, 5. Stickman wall balls. Game on. My legs are gelling. So wall balls done. Probably the last exercise today, because we don't need many to mash ourselves, do we? There's this glute hamstring kickback. Really isolates the glutes and hamstrings, so really important to keep the balance from all those squatting exercises to these glute, rear of the leg, hamstring type exercises, to focus on those. I must admit my legs are feeling a bit jellified at the moment. I like to superset this kickback exercise with those one-legged kind of balance. It's kind of a one-legged squat, isn't it? But focuses more on the glute and hammies. But what it does, because you're pre-exhausted, is force you to find any weaknesses and balance and strength. I'm so much better at that exercise on my right leg than I am on my left, and it really shows. So work your weaknesses. Let's have an easy run back now, another key session in the bag. Why do I focus on strength training? Well, I have to say, it's been a game changer, and I said this right at the start when I started this channel. I was in the wilderness years, really, 2016 to about 2022. Just, I don't know, a downward trend, time's getting slower, age creeping up, and then I focused on strength work for one winter, built up gradually, and hey ho, 23, 24, I was running and cycling as fast as I ever have done. So I put that down to the strength work. So number one, it augments your training, but probably the biggest benefit as we get older, I'm 61, muscle wastage. It just disappears, it shrivels, we become jellyfish. and sometimes I do feel like a jellyfish, but we can fight that. We can fight it off as long as possible, and that's what the strength training does. It sort of maintains the muscle as much as possible, and that's why it's important to keep some compound lifts in, because that works the entire body. The body is a holistic being, isn't it? So I don't tend to focus too much on body parts. I don't think that's really going to benefit me as a runner and cyclist. So there we go. That's why I do strength training. I need to do a bit more on my shoulders though, because holding this camera is really aching. My shoulders aching. There we go, session done. Yeah, felt that. Yeah, definitely felt like I've done something. Probably a bit more, I don't know, intense. Probably more because of my lack of conditioning, but it just felt harder than I wanted it to be. But we'll see if we're going to be in shape on Wednesday sufficiently to do that 200-metre session. I just want to turn the legs over a bit quicker and get a key run session in. And I'm away with work, so I can't go to the track. But I do have a place in mind, car park 200s. Excellent. Hopefully the weather will play ball as well. Right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. We march on towards the end of March for the British Duathlon Champs. See you there.
To all of you who finished today's British and Scottish Championships.